Blueprint, unironically, genuinely phenomenal game. Fucking, we got a Doom Medieval coming out in a week.
All right, let's see. Mic check, mic check, mic check.
One, two, 1, 2.
Check. Miking, checking. One.
Michael Checkinson.
Check the Michaels.
Mike Hale Raffone.
Welcome to
spoken.
the Blue Rupees Podcast, episode number 295. I'm Adrian. That's David. That's Kels. This is our video game podcast. We go live on YouTube, youtube.com/@BlueRupees every Tuesday and talk about video games and anything else. This week we're talking about Thunderbolt at some point.
Asterisk.
Are we?
David, you didn't watch it?
No.
You should.
Damn it, dude. What
You
the
should.
fuck?
I still have other
Ridicule?
things to get caught up on for MCU, and that
Like
is
what?
an endeavor. I still need to actually watch the Captain America movie,
No, you don't.
and I still need to get my partner to see Black Widow, so that way
No,
she
you
has
don't.
further context.
It is funny though because both of those kind of get like referenced a little bit. In
Yeah, I mean, technically, yeah, you should. The proper viewing for
Dude, she needs to know who Taskmaster is.
yeah, Thunderbolts.
Well,
Thunderbolts
though?
is Ant-Man and the Wasp, Black Widow, Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
So it's not Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's a Ghost.
Quantumania.
No, but to get Ghost.
Oh, to get yeah.
okay.
What's required viewing for
Got it. Sure.
Thunderbolts is Ant-Man and the Wasp, Black Widow, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Cap 4. And that's I think that's it, right?
Yeah, I'd say that's about right.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else might be required viewing, and required is very loose, I think, still. I mean, like, you're good enough, I think, but I mean,
Yeah, because then like on the outside of that, you have Hawkeye series, and then you probably have like one or two one-off things.
right. But otherwise, I think you can go in mostly blind to this, I think. We'll talk about that in a little bit, though. Don Armado Robles, greetings from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. What's up, dude?
Greetings.
How was y'all's week? What'd you guys do? How's it been? David?
I've been playing with shit in Dockerland, trying to get
Thanks.
Grafana and other weird tools working, and hating life because no one knows how to fucking comment code, and so I have to just fucking guess what shit does half the time. It's been great.
Hell yeah. Kels?
Fuck yeah. I have another card tournament this weekend, so
Hell
I've
yeah.
been practicing for that, getting reps in for that, and playing a lot of Expedition 33.
Hell yeah.
Hell
That's
yeah.
me after this weekend. My last big weekend is this weekend, and
Hell yeah.
then it's all
Yeah, you're close to wrapping up, huh?
yep.
Nice.
We did our film thing this weekend. It sold 4 times the tickets in last year, so we killed it on that front. Literally as soon as the first movie on night 1 started playing, the roof started leaking like big time. But luckily we had one of my coworkers was there who was just like took care of it immediately. I'm like, oh, thank God. The kids have some very cringy humor. I guess funny. Some of my family showed up there, and my sister, who's not like, she's maybe like 4 years younger than or older than the oldest one there, probably one of the students. And I guess she leaned over to my partner and was like, slang's really different these days, huh? Yeah, it like you could tell what was like Zoomer humor versus mine, where I had help
Got
in some
him
of
with that Skibbity Ohio.
Yeah,
one
I
of them
hit my
does.
wife with that all the time, and she just gets pissed.
One of the seniors, who is 19 years old, mind you, does drop Skibbity very often. But
You have to be careful. You can say it ironically, and it just becomes part of your vernacular.
yeah, no.
True. I have done that too much in my life. I know
Like
that's happened.
bruh, like bruh just.
Well, I
seeps
do
in.
bro all the time. I feel like I've always done bro though.
Yeah, there was at one point in your life that you thought bruh was cringy, and it just fucking turned itself around on you.
I used to say dude a lot when I first moved out here to where I'm at. Like my friends would be like, "Why do you say that so often?" It's like I don't realize I say that so much.
Say, why don't you say it more?
Yeah, dude.
Come on, dude.
The
Say it again.
their humor, you could tell when I have a hand in their videos though, because like you'll hear like kind of everyone generally laugh, and then when you could tell the kids just go full on cringe zoomer humor, they just like the pitch of the laughs a lot higher. But I told them because a few of them were begging me not to play their videos. They're like, please don't show this. I'm like, you guys made the video. I'm gonna show it. Like, you guys chose to do this. But I am gonna on Friday show them my like I'm gonna unearth my 16 or 17-year-old music video that I made for AV
Hell
class. But I told them I was like, thanks you guys, because of you guys, I feel less cringy on my video now. I feel like I'm not the cringiest video this year, so my evil plan worked because I made you guys make cringier videos than me, so I don't feel so bad about it anymore. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's done. That's over with. So we just have one weekend left of events. Then these seniors are gone, and then we can start winding down for the year. So thank God, because I'm so tired. Speaking of Expedition 33, though, I just looked on Twitter real quick and few details about that game. I love hearing details about the game. It's just so funny just hearing the RAM details. How like you would never expect a game with these details just for this game to have worked out, but it just did.
Right. It makes it like that much more.
Yeah.
It adds more to the lore, I feel like.
Right. So the director thought of the idea while he was bored at Ubisoft.
Saw that going around.
The lead writer was found on Reddit. Shout outs to that. The composer
And I
had.
guess they were like they were like a failed voice actor or some shit too. Or they were
I
like,
I need to go on Reddit some more then, because Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. The composer had never worked on a video game. Was found from SoundCloud. So shout out to you SoundCloud rappers out there. There's a chance.
He was found in the comments too. It wasn't like they specifically found his music and like, oh, this is great. They like found a comment by him and then like went down the rabbit hole.
That's so funny. And
That's fucking wild.
the game was made by junior devs. The team was only 30 people. Like yeah, they outsourced some stuff, but 30 people for the main team, which is crazy. So
Yeah, apparently, and like another part of that too is like a lot of those developers have never like developed a game like this or on this scale. Like they had to be taught a lot of it from the
that's so
ground
cool.
up.
Like you love hearing those kind of stories, and it's kind of funny because in hindsight now that GTA 6 is delayed. Obviously, GTA 6 coming out is going to be a game of the year contender, but like GTA 6 versus Expedition 33 though, it's like it's surely that meme, right? That giant Goliath versus like the swordsman at the bottom right for game of the year. But go figure, GTA 6 got scared. They fucked off the next year, so we're good.
Yeah.
They dropped the trailer this week though. That happened. We're talking about a little bit of news, but that's
So good.
solid transition. We can talk about that real quick. Because David doesn't give a shit about it.
No.
Yeah.
Kels,
I thought it looked great.
it looked great.
Yeah, it looked really good. First thing that like I didn't even know it came out. I had a buddy hit me up. He's like, "Dude, it came out." He was like,
It's
"It
lit
looks
because
like
I
it's
feel like
comfy."
the first one was like a giant moment. Like everyone's like, "Oh, we're gonna watch." I've been sick, so I've been like falling like asleep in and out all day, and I was playing some Rivals today. I look at my phone at some point. I'm scrolling through past notifications, and I get a notification from YouTube out of nowhere 4 hours ago. A GTA 6 trailer. Thanks. A YouTube notification let me know that. All right. Great trailer, I think.
Yeah, no, I think it's it really kind of like gave us a glimpse in, and they put out like a small synopsis too of like the overall plot.
Gooners Unite.
Apparently, pretty much.
The
Exactly what it is.
To all my Latino lovers out there, shout outs to us. We did it. We made it.
We did it.
We made
We
it.
did it.
There was a 4chan-esque post kind of going around on Reddit, where it's always like you see those like, I'm a developer from this, and you just never believe it. But one was going around on Reddit saying how the story for GTA 6 has been done since like January of, I want to say last year, maybe. It could be this year or last year. But they're delaying it simply because of online mode. Like apparently
Oh, yeah, I
Rockstar
wouldn't doubt it.
Rockstar is like
Yeah.
heads down, like trying to maximize GTA Online when it came out. Because if you remember way back in the olden days of 2013,
money.
GTA Online, remember when that came out? That was trash because that shit didn't even load.
Yep.
So they're trying to make it like they really expect, because I mean they should, right? This probably has the potential of being the biggest online launch of all time. I mean I don't see really what else beats it right now. But you imagine however many millions of people are gonna hop on it once, right? So they're like trying to like figure out what server load, what do they get, how do you maximize monetization? Obviously, they're trying to figure out, because GTA Online is kind of where it's at for the next 10 years probably for them,
No, I can definitely see it, and especially after like I'd consider the Red Dead 2 Online probably a failure by their standards, right? because it's nothing compared. I mean, they shuttered it.
Yeah, they really
Well,
were.
it didn't print money like GTA 5.
Yeah, well, they were really
Right.
expecting this to be GTA Online 2, but just no one really gave a shit. And really, honestly, like I get it. Dude, GTA 4 Online and Red Dead 1 Online were so good.
So good.
I have zero inclination. Like I didn't even touch the Red Dead 2 Online. Don't give a
was
shit.
fine. It was just kind of bare bones. Like, I don't know. It had a semblance of something, and it was like, all right, well, I gotta wait, and then they took forever.
But with added monetization, right?
Do what?
With added monetization.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so like, dude, I don't know. There was something mystical and fun about GTA 4 Online and Red Dead 1 Online, right? Where it was just free. It was just a free, and it wasn't really much, right? But it was straight up just like, here's a free room sandbox with like 16 other people. Go
Right.
do whatever you want. So like, there was just some dumbass moments, dude, when me and the crew would roll up there and we would just start separating, just killing other people, and or in Red Dead Online, we would just me and Gore would like lasso some random guy and start just dragging him along places. Just like I don't know, it's like those kind of stories, but you don't really get those without like having to like really invest into these other games, you know. I will give it a GTA Online though. I know that I've always heard. I never actually done one, but I always know the heists were super well done.
Oh yeah, no, the heist for GTA Online were definitely well done. They were a lot of fun. I had
Yeah.
a lot of fun in GTA Online. I think I was like level 100 or some shit like that.
Yeah, I never denied
Because I
that
had-
it's good, but I just like more when it was just here's a sandbox playing it. Don't worry about anything else, you know.
Yeah, and the coolest thing about it too, though, is like that's essentially what it still is. I mean, it's just a bigger map, but then you can just kind of match make into the different modes.
Sure.
And yeah, and the coolest thing was like it went literally like what 3-4 different console generations, and you could just like kind of keep your account and just play from Xbox 360, Xbox One, and all
Which
the way
that's
until now.
cool. Yeah, you can just keep it for the last what 12 years that game's been out.
Yeah, essentially.
God,
That's fucking wild to think. Jesus
12
Christ.
years. Like straight up, just like there are kids in middle school that are anticipating GTA 6 that weren't alive when that game came out.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids anticipating GTA 6 that weren't alive when like San Andreas came out, and that fucking blows my mind too. But I guess that's just how time goes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I saw a post earlier today that the PlayStation 2 is now as old as the Atari was when the PlayStation 2 came out.
That's
I hate that shit. Yeah, when I ever see that, it's like, yeah, retro to you. Because when you would think of it, like, hey, what's a retro console? We think like back to still SNES, NES. It's like, nah, that shit's the Wii right now, dude. The Wii is
Yeah,
20 years old
weird.
next year.
Yeah, retro
Yeah.
shit is the stuff that took discs.
Yeah, it's one of those things that there's I see it debated a lot in a lot of the retro subreddits, but the way I look at it is anytime you're basically 10 years or older as a console, you're fucking retro at that point. Like, just be honest.
I hate it.
Don't lie to yourself.
Everyone's like, no, it ends at the PS2, Xbox One generations. Like, absolutely not. That's fucking dumb.
Time. Anyway, GTA 6 trailer looks dope. I'm excited to play it.
Looks
I really
very
want to go
good.
back and play 5. It's been so long. I really want to go back and play 5.
I kind of want to go back and play 4. I want to go back further.
4 has been something too, but I think 5 it just feels. I think my rationale for that is that 4 is gonna feel retro no matter what, you know, like it's gonna feel kind of wonky, but 5 is gonna feel like that middle ground of like wonky but not. That I'm probably gonna be less inclined to go to. I guess if that makes sense, right? I don't know. Either way, I do want to go through a GTA before the next one goes out. Okay. David, what'd you get this week?
Hell yeah. I only got one thing. It came in the mail literally the day after the podcast. The 100 line.
Hell yeah.
There it is.
Shoutouts to- hey, shoutouts
this
to,
studio,
Expedition 33 for giving that game a shout out.
the
Hell
game
yeah.
that made their developers homeless.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, they posted a couple updates on Twitter saying that it basically isn't looking good at this point still. The sales aren't what they really
Wait
need
till
it to
I
be.
buy it, David, and then they'll be good.
Yeah, that's gonna crack it.
They need one more sale and they're good.
Adrian's gonna save that studio.
Absolutely. And I'm not gonna play the game because it's gonna sit in the backlog for the next 10 years. Kels,
I didn't get anything.
same.
Hell yeah.
Dave, what'd you play this week?
Played more Oblivion Remastered. Still enjoying that. I may end up actually putting it down for a little bit just because as much as it has been great, re-enjoying a lot of what Oblivion has to offer. In a lot of ways, the game is buggier. I'm having to really load back older saves more than I used to with OG Oblivion, and they've said that they're trying to address some of the shit. So I might put the game back down and switch it up a little bit. But been also playing a fuck ton of Blueprints. So much so that the wife and I basically spent almost all of Sunday playing it into the wee hours of 2 a.m. Just fucking playing that game straight. It's fucking fantastic.
What about Gay?
Huh?
Have you played the game Gay yet?
No.
Oh, okay. You said you played it straight.
I'm picking up, putting down.
Yeah.
No, genuinely fantastic. Like we have not had a run in the game yet where we haven't unearthed something new or something wild, where there's just some new puzzle or some new element. Like it truly kind of brings me back to like when we were deep into ARGs and just kind of all that, just like, oh, there's like this weird little mystery to decipher, or all right, this clue gave us like something to go chase down somewhere else, and it's this fascinating just meta game within the game where just getting to the end goal doesn't even really matter because that's just like, all right, that's just to help you again learn and discover a lot of other shit that really keep diving deep into this game. There's so many fucking layers to it. It's such a fun, fantastic fucking game. Absolutely should be experienced by everyone.
Yeah, I'm excited to play some more of that. Kels.
Hell yeah. I already said it. Expedition 33. I'm kind of getting to that point in the game now where you're getting enough new pictos, enough new skills to like really get fucking weird with like how you interact with the game. And so, like, for instance, there's a lot of the skills that you can get that are like reduce your health by X amount to deal X amount of damage, or once you get down to like 10 HP, you get like a giant buff. Shit that like really limits like what you're doing, but you get a huge buff out of it, or shit that's like you get a buff, but you can only have one party member. And so it's been really cool to kind of like mix and match, innovate with that.
Nice.
And just like all the stuff that you can do on like an individual character level is so crazy, because I don't feel like there's like maybe one character in the game that I feel like is kind of locked down to one archetype. And then like all the rest feel like you can just kind of spec into whatever you want and just kind of make something of it, of whatever you want to, especially with all the skills that you can attach to them. Because the skills, I don't know if you know how it works at all, David, but you pick up a skill.
I vaguely know about it. Yeah.
Yeah, you pick up a skill. They're called pictos. You just have to use them 5 times in 5 different battles, and that unlocks it to where all your characters can like use it at the same time, or however many, and you can just kind of build it out from there, and it gets really crazy.
Nice.
Yeah, I am excited to pop into that one at some point.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of getting Act 2. It kind of real Act 1, you kind of get it, and then Act 2, you start getting more, and it's like, okay, now there's starting to be links here, and like stuff starting to connect.
Nice.
Yep.
I was talking to a buddy of mine about that at work. I guess he's starting the game over on the hardest run and trying to do a parry only run. He's not dodging. He's doing parry only. So he's a lifelong fucking Dark Souls fan, so it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense, but these dudes are the shit that you fight on there is just another level. I feel like they do like the same Dark Souls shit. That's like they'll mix it up, they'll slow down, they'll. It's so funny. The game gets really cheap at times, but it's super rewarding whenever you pull it off.
Anything else on there? Just
Nope.
Nice.
That's it. Just running through that.
I've been so busy. It's like I just lay in bed and play a couple runs of Potato. I've been doing Rivals some more. I've been trying to play more Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a tough motherfucker to get down, but I've been doing that.
They just nerfed him.
Did they?
Yeah, I think they like nerfed his ultimate. They made it like a shorter range or some shit.
That makes sense because his ultimate's kind of ass.
Yeah, that's what all the Spidey players have been bitching about.
Yeah, I'm like, I feel like I've been I feel like I get beat by that a lot, but I guess I didn't know about that because yeah, I'm doing it. I'm like, what the fuck? I can maybe get a kill on a good day.
Yeah, I think they shortened it by like a few meters, like the radius.
That makes sense. We did get there was a game where it went to like super overtime, and the Spidey on their team clutched out and killed us with the. We were like fucking like so close to death, and he just came in and popped that old. That was a solid game though. Yeah, he's fun though. We all hop into a game though sometime soon because I feel like I'm rolling with some weird ass characters, so I need at least someone on the other side to roll with me on that because I don't know. It's been fun
Hell
playing
yeah.
Spider-Man on there.
Yeah.
Especially Spider-Man duos. Like I feel like or Spider-Man duels, like you see them and you're like, all right, we'll do Spider-Man duels, and just both of you guys fling in the air, just trying to see who just happens to get the straight hit on someone. It's good shit. But yeah, that's all I've been doing. Let's break from games because we're gonna spoil the fuck out of Thunderbolts here.
Well, we can start off by calling it its actual name, I guess, which I got spoiled on Monday, which is bullshit.
On this one, oh, when did you watch it?
I watched it Monday. I watched it
Oh.
last night. Yeah. And so I woke up
Yeah.
Monday morning and they were doing the whole press thing, like revealing like what the actual name is, or like I don't know, they're trying to explain it away now. They're like, no, that's just what the asterisk is. That's just like the full name.
Right. So if it now we've learned. I feel like we've always kind of known, but I feel like this is our official like confirmation now that Marvel expects you to watch it opening weekend if you don't want to be spoiled. Like 9 a.m. that Monday, if you've not seen that fucker, you're spoiled, dude. Like they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they really do not give a shit.
Now, granted, it's not the most spoiler of spoilerless things, but
It's
it
not
was
really
a
a surprise.
I mean, it was almost there. Kel's
Yeah,
on the right track
close.
there. So there's spoilers. If you don't want to hear about Thunderbolts, I'll wave my hands when we're done. I'll wave both hands when we're done. This is gonna be a good talk though.
We'll just wave both hands. when
Yeah,
we're
there you
done.
go. This is no longer Thunderbolts, which I thought would be kind of cool if they straight up like changed the like if all the theaters like changed the name of the movie and everything. That would have been cool, but we're kind of just getting like a little like half-assed kind of thing. This is the New Avengers.
I do like the reasoning behind the name Thunderbolts though, because they changed it.
Yeah,
They
everyone was
changed it in the
expecting
comics.
that it was Thunderbolt Ross's crew, and that was not whatsoever what it was about.
Yeah, so the spoiler there is they named it after Yelena's childhood Pee-wee soccer team.
Yeah, shout out to that girl that just did not
That
have
took a poo in the middle of the field.
Apparently, that was gonna be one of the mid-credits scenes, which would have been a pretty good one.
I wish that would have been fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. So this, let's talk about it, though. So going into it, right? We were talking about it, like we were getting good feelings about it going into it. I fuck with that fan. It was the Letterboxd made that A24 style trailer for the movie.
Oh yeah.
I fucking love that trailer. I watch the trailer so often. I think that's such a good trailer.
It is.
And then Florence Pugh was saying going into it, it feels like kind of like an A24 assassin movie, which I don't know if I necessarily agree with in terms of assassin movie. It does have more indie vibes to it though. Not saying much in the Marvel in the larger Marvel universe though, but more indie than other movies, I guess. But yeah, initial thoughts, Kels. What were you thinking walking out of that theater?
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I think it kind. I have complaints with a few like of the cast members, but overall, I think it really shows like what a lot of these actors can do. Specifically, Yelena, Florence Pugh, John Walker, and Sentry. They're
Right.
great.
I left the theater. I love it because after we like the first thing I heard was someone in the audience when we're walking down, like after the post credits, I was walking down. Just one dude turns to his friend, "We're so back." I'm like, yeah. I walked out of the theater feeling like I actively watched a movie. You
So
know?
have you seen like the stuff that's come out, like apparently about what the story was originally going to be?
Yes, I've been deep diving this a bit, and there's like a few different ways they were going about it. They were gonna get rewrites, but then they got the people on beef to essentially really rewrite it. Like some people say that there was Sentry at the beginning, or there was no Sentry, or there was Sentry. It was gonna all be in the bunker.
Well, apparently the original story was supposed to be it was going to be about John Walker
Yeah.
turning into like a Hulk because they tricked him into thinking that his super soldier serum's deteriorating, and he had to take is essentially their Brave New World over
Right.
again.
Yeah, which I'm glad we didn't go that route.
Yeah, for sure.
But I felt like I left watching a fucking movie finally, you know, and it feels like I've not done that with an MCU movie in a long time. Because I love Deadpool and Wolverine, but it does feel like a collage more than a very satisfying movie to me. This one felt like it had a lot of like beats that I really feel like I've looked for in a lot of movies. And all the way to the end, like it felt really satisfying, and I feel like it was very predictable as to what was going to happen. But I mean, they still, I feel like the way they handled it though was
Yeah,
very.
you say that, but did you predict them dusting a fucking child first?
So David,
I laughed
let
out
me,
loud.
yeah, there's two types of people in this world: the ones that gasp, and the ones that laugh. So David, picture this. All right.
So
Alright.
it starts off with like a montage of all the heroes just like doing a hero shit.
So,
like,
yeah,
they're
so-
rescuing people.
New York as in the MCU crumbling, right? All right, everyone and like Kel says, every single person needs their montage moment. Like here comes Bucky, and you see in the trailer a couple times he throws the arm down and gets the car above the couple that's in the middle of the street. Yada yada yada, right? Everyone's looking around, yeah, cool. Everyone's cheering for these people that were like no one really gave a shit about before. Cool, yeah. I say that, but everyone loves Bucky, but whatever. Yeah. All right, now picture this, David. Okay. Look off, you see a little girl. Kels, you want to describe
They
this?
do-
I feel like you're eger to do that.
They do the classic scene of like the small child standing there,
Which is
and,
in a
like,
Superman trailer, by the way.
Yeah. But well, it's a classic
Yeah.
trope. And you know, like you see the small child standing there amidst all this rubble, and then something's falling. And so Red Guardian jumps to the rescue, hops on her, he just covers her, and is like falling debris just breaks over him. And so I guess it requires more detail about Sentry. But anyways, they're saving him from like a darkness that's like approaching. And so he like saves her, and he's like holding her like happy,
And he
then
says,
she
and he
just-
says, wait, he says, you're safe, little one. And they hold
Yeah.
that shot. She's smiling like in the Red Guardian. They hold that shot for like 3 seconds, and then poof, there's just a black shadow.
because Void's whole thing is he like they said it was also inspired by nuclear bombings.
It
Like,
looks
he,
sick.
like-
You see that in the trailer. You see a couple shots of it in the trailer,
Yeah.
but it's sick the way they're doing it. It's terrifying.
It's fucking terrifying, and the first one to get it is this this small child.
Right. Yeah.
That's fucking great.
and it's just like, and audience reactions are you like, and you always hear like one or two guys just start crying up because it's like, oh shit.
Dude, me and my buddy Ben, we're in the back, and we both just start dying. We're like crying and laughing. Because I thought it was gonna happen with the thing squishing her. I was like, oh no, they're about to squish her. And then Red Guardian saved her. I'm like, okay, thank God we're good. And then that happens. I'm like, oh no.
They held on that shot a beat too long, and I'm like, oh, we're fucked.
I thought Red Guardian was gonna get it. That's why I thought. I thought he was about to get dusted.
Yeah, like kind of like the Infinity War, you know, where you have Black Panther reaching out to Okoye. Come on, and then you think Okoye is getting dusted, and you see Black Panther get dusted. You're like, wait a second. But anyway, yeah. Initial thought, yeah. So that was brutal. The entire beat, like I feel like once you saw the movie, you knew how it was gonna end, right? Because if you read comics or anything, Sentry's not losing at all. There's like no.
Yeah, his whole
path.
thing is, well, his whole thing is he doesn't have like a defined superpower really, because his whole thing is molecular manipulation. So he makes shit up on the fly. It's like, oh, I can do this now because I can change matter to do that.
Right. Which, by the way, I know Steven Yeun, and I feel like everyone's saying this, right? Steven Yeun was going to beat Sentry initially, which is cool. I'm sure he would have killed it. I think deep down inside that Lewis Pullman is built for this role, though.
He's fucking built for this shit. He's really good.
He has this
That
cool,
was
like,
insane.
geeky, dorky, like, kind of thing where you don't know who this guy is, and he's kind of like, you know, it reminds me of,
Kinda like bumbling.
what was that?
He's kind of like a bumbling dude a little bit.
Right. It kind of gave me vibes because I had to watch the Suicide Squad afterwards. So I watched that again this weekend. And I remember Milton. He was the extra guy that was around there. He was a driver, and he was like he made it all the way to the end of the movie until he got shot. And they had the whole thing where Polka Dot Man was, they fucking killed Milton. Everyone's like,
Yep.
who? Milton. He was with us the entire time. I don't remember a Milton. And they look back and like, I love Harley just like Milton. Kind of gave me vibes like that. We're just kind of just some dude just chilling there. But he has these scenes and he does like really like his eyes are like always kind of twitching. Like you can kind of tell like he just has a lot of stuff just like on his mind. But he kills it, dude. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's so many scenes where like the whole conversation is happening over here, and then they just all of a sudden the camera will kind of swing, and he's just kind of like over in a news spot in the background, and he like pops in, and they do it all the time, and he's always just like moving, just kind of like touching, fiddling with stuff. I love it. It's so
Right,
good.
and yeah, he just kills it. I was watching New Rockstars, and I feel like it was funny because there's another thing too, right? Shout out to Taskmaster. Just
Yeah, she literally gets killed in like the first 10 minutes of the
she has
movie.
one line.
Hell yeah.
Hey, kudos to her. She got star billing on that too.
She got her, yeah. That's why I said too. Like as soon as it was over, I was like, "How the fuck was Ghost second to the last and Taskmaster?" Like,
That
second?
has to be the easiest paycheck of all fucking time. Like,
Yeah, because it looked like CGI too. Like whenever they, so her mask pops open, shows her face. She says like one line to
she says, "I'm not here for
you."
you," and what she meant
Yeah.
for she meant for us, by the way, not
Right.
not Yelena. She meant for the audience. She's definitely not here for us. David, have you heard how that scene goes down?
Oh yeah, I immediately Googled as soon as the movie was out if that happened.
New Rockstars was like, it's so obvious she dies. There's no way she dies, right? They kind of psych themselves up, like, you know what? She's not dying. There's gonna be something's gonna happen. They're gonna keep. There's like something's up. It's like, nah, she got fucking murked, dude.
And so how funny that was, and like how much it needed to happen. Another thing came out. I guess a plot point of the original script was Taskmaster. She's brainwashed, and she would frequently forget and like go back into her like
Trying to kill John
MJ
Walker.
and try to kill John Walker. I think that would have been a really funny gag just throughout the movie. He's just always having to fucking watch out.
Right. Yeah. The guy that wrote the original script, she made it all the way. She was part of this whole thing at the end.
Yeah,
But
no,
they
she needed to go. We need actual Tasky.
Yeah, and it's funny. It's funny because you see on Twitter, everyone's like, they trying to like act like as if she was no one gave a shit about them. Literally, no one gave a shit about them. I don't want to hear it. No one gave a shit about them.
It's just contrarians. Those are the
yeah.
only people that fucking care.
Same thing when people were like shitting all over Deadpool. It's like, fuck off. Everyone loved this fucking movie. Get over it. But yeah, that was a cool ass fight scene.
I think all the fight scenes were really well done.
Dude, that scene where they all try to fight Sentry. Done, dude. There's that scene, David, where you see Sentry and he comes out like dyed hair. It's Sentry. Like they kind of nailed that costume. And he comes down there, and then the Thunderbolts are like, all right, fuck it, let's go fight him. Just no shot in the fucking world, dude. There's like no shot. Dude's like barely fucking moving and barely breaking a sweat. Like not even, just throwing everyone off and breaking everyone's knives. He crushes John Walker's shield. Never comes back. By the way,
turns into a taco.
Over a year later, it never comes back.
Yeah, they make that joke at the end too. Like, hey, can we get him to unbend?
Yeah. But it's crazy, dude. Like, you just like fucking wrecking them, and then Val's like, "Hey, kill them," and he's like, "No, they're not a threat. The fuck, they can't kill
I don't
me."
want to. Yeah. That whole turn of like, I'm a god. Now I have to listen to you.
Yeah. So shouts to Lewis Pullman because he plays 3 different characters in there. He plays Bob. He plays Sentry. He plays the Void, and the Void, amazing character representation. Like it's so subtle, but it's fucking immaculate how they do it. Like that's the most A24 thing you could do is like the way they cinematography with that. I really hope the future directors follow with that.
Everything for it is so fucking good.
Yeah, it's all you can see are like the beady eyes, and at some point you see it smile. You can see the smile. That's it, which is so good.
I love how like even like the Sentry was kind of like a commentary on modern Marvel too, because it was like they even kind of like took a jab at themselves with like his suit because it's like super over designed, has like the lines all throughout it. Yeah, it has the S. It has like all the stuff that people don't like about how the MCU's their the super suits. So I wonder if that was like a conscious dig at themselves, or
which might make. Well, I mean, it makes sense in terms of in the story, right? Because Val's the one that really pushes for that at the end too, right? Like they designed that, and it makes sense that Valve would be like wanting to like manufacture their own like that.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying. I wonder if it's like the MCU like costume designers or something taking that like jab at themselves
I believe it.
for
Just
like
because
an
everything is so
over-designed
over designed
costume.
for sure, you know.
Yeah.
I think back to the Miles costume at the end of Spider-Man 2, or
The Adidas one.
yeah, or the Cap suit at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where it's like
I like the cap suit, the
it's
white one.
yeah, but it's so over designed though. Like comparatively, like I don't know. I don't mind them, but they're over designed to a point. Like there's just so much going on in them. I didn't like the half helmet. Do you like the half helmet
Like how it connects on the side.
where it connected up to here? It was like just up to here.
Yeah, I dig that.
All right, interesting. I don't agree with you, but
You're wrong, but fine.
nah, I get it. But yeah, it was good. I think every character. I think that my biggest fault with it, and I felt like there was time because that 2 hours flew by, like it.
I felt like it ended quicker than I thought it would.
And I feel like my biggest flaw with the movie is that I really think that if you're gonna make this whole new team, you need to give everyone their highlights, and it really flubbed on not giving Red Guardian or Ghost their own like.
They should have got their own box in the void area.
And I guess
is
they
what
were
broke
written
down.
in, but I guess they just didn't make it into the final cut. I think that's the biggest mistake of it. Is if you're gonna market these guys as being the new Avengers, you got to give them their own thing, and that was a big blatant thing. I get the Bucky thing right. We've seen Bucky already go through a lot of stuff, so his gag was kind of funny. Like, hey,
It was.
how was yours?
Hey, I have a perfect background.
Yeah, my life's good. I'm good. But I feel like you really need to, especially Red Guardian and Ghost, right? Because
Well,
they don't have
the
that
whole-
much of a backstory.
well,
Well, they
see,
do.
The interesting thing about Bucky is too, like, so another A24ism I would think with this movie or like indie movie feel is whenever the void kind of like starts spreading out, the people that get captured into the void, they go into like their own little compartmentalized like trauma box essentially that just like repeats like a traumatic
Shout out to
event
Peter
over and
Parker. He
over
got
for 'em.
fucked up for a little while.
Right. And I guess like so I guess the whole point is they're supposed to try to confront like their deepest darkest parts
Mhm.
and Bucky's already done that. So what what does he get whenever he goes in
He gets when his sandwich fell apart and he was upset about it.
there?
But it would have been cool, right? Because yeah, we've seen ghost stuff in Ant-Man and the Wasp, but I feel like you can elaborate a little more. But Red Guardian for sure, we don't really have anything, right?
Or even John Walker. Like I'm sure there
We
is
got a
something
little
else
bit
there.
of that. Like, and
Yeah.
I get if you had to cut John Walker's, that's fine because you got that a little bit earlier in the movie. But I feel like if you're gonna go in with these characters as being like this new crew, which I feels like that from the feel of this movie, I feel like they're sticking around for a while.
I mean, we'll see what happens with Doomsday, but
Right. But assuming they do, like, you really need to flesh those characters out a little bit more. But
I'm
I mean-
surprised they didn't show up with like another added member at the end of like in the mid credit
Taskmaster comes back out.
or like a new Taskmaster and they'd be like, what the fuck, what are you doing here? And it's just a new person.
Yeah, they're called New Taskmaster.
The new Taskmaster.
Um,
And I love the credits for this whenever they're doing like all the headlines and like the time.
yeah, I love that they got ahead of it, right? Because if they called it the New Avengers and then walked away with just credits, it would have been that would have been like, who the fuck are these people? We don't give a shit about them. But I love that they get ahead of it for their own little gag on that too. Now, did you also spoil yourself on the post credit?
I did for both of them.
Not you, Kels.
No, I didn't get spoiled
Oh.
for those.
I
No, it's
spoiled
just
it
for the
to
title.
myself by reading the song credits.
Oh no.
So I was looking through song credits, and last song build is the Fantastic Four theme. And I'm like, fuck. I know what's going to happen. And so, yeah, the final scene, post-credit scene, is filmed by the Russos. You could tell, too, like, right? Like it's just a whole different vibe, which shouts to anyone that learns film. Like, same characters, same set, different vibe 100% when you look at just the way they're shot tonally, right? A lot more colorful on there. But yeah, we
More
have a bit,
colorful, and I feel like they fit a lot more like characters into a scene, right?
right? Yeah, because the Russos are juggling 14,000 things with the characters, right? So they're just mashing everyone into like everyone kind of had their one-liners in there too. So, but yeah, that was filmed on the set of Doomsday. So I imagine that could be a scene that we're gonna actively get, probably abbreviated a little bit, for time. But shoutouts to Marvel finally fucking doing what we've been wanting them to do since like Phase 2, right? Which is like post credit, make it a scene leading into the next movie or like the one coming up like next year or something. Because Jesus Christ.
So I have a new theory. I think Doom is probably going to kill Sentry in Doomsday,
I see. I don't know about
or
that. I hope not.
temporarily. So Sentry's whole thing is he can just put himself back together, like it's
Like,
happened. A
are
few
you thinking
times
he's
in the comics.
Molecule Man,
Yeah, it was
Molecule
like a
Man of
Dr.
this one?
Manhattan kind of.
Yeah. So there's like there's a really iconic Sentry. I forget who does it, but he just gets ripped in half. And I think that's probably what Doom's going to do to him. He's probably going to kill Sentry in like a super violent, like terrible way, and then Sentry's just going to be able to put himself back together.
Well, he's gonna be the Thor of Infinity War, right? Where everyone's getting fucked
Yeah,
up, and then they're gonna. It's cool because, and I really hope that is not long term, right? So Sentry will come back because I really hope they
Well,
don't
say,
because
the new Avengers and Bob will return, right?
right,
Yeah.
but I don't want them
Don't even
to.
consider himself a part of the team.
Yeah, well he's the Hulk, right? He's just their own Hulk now, which is cool. Also, Steven Yeun backed out because of time commitments, which I can imagine that being
can only
Sentry
imagine.
comes with you're going to be in this for a while now.
Yep.
Um,
He's
so,
locked in.
but I do hope that it's one of those things where, yeah, if Doom's got to kill him, as long as they bring him back somehow, some way, cool. Because I think there's a lot of cool things you could really do with Sentry. Also, whenever we get to it in 14,000 years, where we get to World Breaker Hulk, we need Sentry. That'd be sick.
You need someone.
I feel like we're not getting World Breaker Hulk.
Nah.
We basically skipped over that whole plot line and went straight to Junior Hulk. So
I wish, but yeah, we won't. But I don't know. I really hope we do keep Sentry because Sentry's awesome. Love Lewis Pullman in there. I think he's killing it. I love the cast in there. As a Ghost fan, I'm glad we got more of that too.
I am, but I'm also not because I feel like she was 100% the weakest link amongst it. I was talking to my buddy about it. I was like, she was just Yelena's hype girl like the whole time.
Yeah,
like,
well,
Yelena says something spunky, and then Ghost comes in and says, "Mm-hmm."
right. That was
I mean,
my
at least she lived.
that's what I'm saying is that's my biggest thing is, and granted they gave Red Guardian time with Yelena to talk, but they did not really put too much of Ghost stuff in there. But with Ghost being really the only one with actual powers of the team, aside from Sentry, obviously, right? But it's like you got 3 super soldiers,
An
a
assassin.
and then someone that could phase through shit, and then you got Bob. You know, like 2 of those people have powers, so you would think they would give more to Ghost. I hope they do with more Ghost. I like her as a character a lot, but we'll see. Any other final thoughts in there?
I thought it was really interesting how they kind of like tied it up too. They were talking about, okay, so I guess Sam doesn't want anything to do with the new Avengers.
Yeah. So
Yeah, because he was trying to get a copyright for it.
which is also,
Yeah,
by the
so-
way, on the Twitter now. If you look at the Twitter, it on the Avengers Twitter, it says has a copyright symbol on the Avengers now.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like a big part of Brave New World was Ross wanting to set up the Avengers with Sam as like an arm of the presidency, right?
Yeah.
And so then after that, he decided that he wants to set his own Avengers. So why is he like? Is it because of Valentina? You think?
It's a few things I'd imagine. One, right, it just immediately teaming up with John Walker again as being like the face of it all. I can imagine.
Yeah, but Bucky's there. I mean, like,
Right.
and
So
apparently
that's
they had a
one part of
falling
it.
out off screen too.
But also, just Sentry is a fucking nuke waiting to happen, right? Like,
Well, not any more of a nuke waiting to happen than like any of the other previous
Sure.
Avengers.
I think it's just a little funky for him because the new Avengers are still criminals. Like Ghost murked a lot of people. John
Yeah.
Walker, and then I mean it's all on the pretense that they've been working for Valentina the entire time. So like they've all been murking people left and right, and then all of a sudden there's heroes. You know, I can imagine there's a lot of things there, but it feels a little.
Well,
I'm
then
sure
he has to have an issue with Bucky still.
right. Because yeah, it feels a little disingenuous after their wholesome scene in Cap 4.
Yeah, it feels super disingenuous.
You know, like they had like their moment in Cap 4 was really something I loved. It was
It
like
was like
really
one of the highlights of the movie for
right.
sure.
It felt really needed. Like
Because I
it,
loved what they built up in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then
and
I feel like that piece in Cap 4 was a good, like, oh yeah, bringing that back around to us.
that was like a small moment, and it was like the boost that Sam needed, right? Because they're brothers, you know,
For
like
sure.
that's just how that goes. And to
And
come
then
back
just for them to off screen have beef now, it's like, okay.
right.
I'd like
So
to see them have this beef in person.
and I think that probably would have been better mid credit or post credit, you know, is have that conversation happen.
Yeah. Have the disagreement. Yeah. No, that'd be cool.
But we'll see how that works out. I'm the only thing I'm worried about is I think Doomsday is doing. The Russos have a lot on their plate to do in 2 movies. You know, Infinity War and Endgame is already a lot to do, but all the pieces were set up to lead into that.
The only thing I'm worried about is Bucky's new outfit because that shit looked whack. That man lost aura for real.
I don't know. All the women are all over that hair though.
You mean the wig that he had?
Yep. It's very flowy. It's very flowy. It's funny how he has different looks every movie though.
He really does. I'm ready for him to be just Buzzhead in the next one.
Yeah, because he is right now.
I just really want him to hit that Armed and Dangerous. We gotta get it.
But man, like if any more on an Endgame, right? All the stuff was in peace, but like Doomsday, it's like we still just have no lead in yet. The lead in happens next movie,
Yeah, Fantastic Four.
and I don't think Doom is going to play a part in that until post credits.
I don't think
I don't
so.
necessarily think it needs to be Doom. I think it just has to connect them to the MCU proper.
No, I mean it will, but how do we get just Doctor Doom in Doomsday as this crazy threat? Like it has to be like Doomsday really has to be a part 1 of things, but even Infinity War felt like a whole movie still, you know.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I Doom is an integral part of Fantastic Four. You can't have the Fantastic Four without Doom. And as much as it's hyping that we're finally getting a proper fucking Galactus as well, there's no way he isn't going to be an integral part of the Fantastic Four story as a whole.
I just wonder if it's going to be an active part or like a post credit.
It'll be an active part. There's absolutely no way.
I think it's going to be an
part.
active part in the sense that he exists, but I don't think we're going to get him until the post credit. Because the whole so spoiler for Thunderbolts is at the end we get Fantastic Four in this universe, so that means they had to have crossed over somehow. So maybe Doom crossed over before, and then that's how they knew there was a way to do it. Just didn't have the resources or reason to do it until Galactus hits.
That would make sense because
That's a theory, but
the post credits were talking about how there's been a lot of stuff going on in space lately.
right, there's something going on that they couldn't do or couldn't help with. I wonder if that had to do with Guardians, maybe,
and
or
I think
something that we haven't heard of.
Right, and
yeah,
I think,
Guardians or maybe Sword.
Right, and I think that's part of it too. Is that just no one really trusts the new Avengers versus Sam. You know, Sam's got the connections. He's gonna be with Nick Fury. He's gonna be with the Wakandans. You know, he's gonna connect with them, but no one really connects with Valentina running.
Well, Bucky has connection with the Wakandans, right?
Yeah, they hooked the brother up with an arm.
Yeah, I wonder who would
White Wolf.
who would they side with more though?
Probably Bucky. He's like part of their tribe.
The White Wolf.
Yep.
I wonder. I'm curious if that might play a part in it too, right? They got to pick a side on that.
Yeah, a lot of fractured friendships going on.
Right, and that's again. I'm cool with the storyline. It does feel like it's really a rushed idea, just all of a sudden like going into like, oh wait, they're not friends anymore. All right, cool. We're gonna have some beef going. It's really funny though when you compare like the original the Avengers right now. Who's with Sam right now?
So it's Shang-Chi, Hulk, Captain Marvel.
I'd imagine Doctor Strange would get involved at some point.
But he's not with them right
Guardians.
now. So I'm thinking like, who's the Avengers like on planet right now that's fighting on Team Sam versus the new Avengers? Shang-Chi, Hulk, Captain Marvel. It's gonna be Ant-Man.
Yeah, probably Ant-Man.
And then Falcon.
1 p.m.
And probably Rhodey somewhere in there too.
Yeah, Shang-Chi, Hulk, Captain Marvel, Ant-Man, Falcon, Captain America, and War Machine. Versus, it's so funny because I think about that. It's like you see that, and then you see the new Avengers who would get mopped up in an instant if not for Bob.
Right.
Bob just solos everything for them.
Yeah,
He's like that
War
one
Machine
friend of
fucking
yours.
bombed the
Yeah,
building.
yeah, he's like that one friend of yours. Y'all and your crew are like golden Marvel rivals, and this dude's like a fucking. You just have your friend in there as a grandmaster. Like, all right, hold up, guys, I got this for you.
You got the buddy with the wall hacks.
Yeah,
Thinking about it, this feels like it does. It really should be a little bit longer before we get this, because I feel like we still haven't even gotten the proper Young Avengers yet.
which that might be playing in effect too, right? Because there was all that concept art of Star-Lord hanging out with the Young Avengers, kind of mentoring them.
Yeah.
I don't know, like
That'd be really cool.
it's just crazy that this time next year we'll be watching this fucking movie, and there's just no like Fantastic Four. It's just Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah, and Peter's on Earth too now.
Yeah,
So
and
technically
Peter's
he
the
was-
only one of Guardians 3 that's confirmed to come back. Like that was the only one they ever mentioned that it will return. They
So
said
maybe
that
he
there's
could
been
have something
rumbles.
to do with the Young Avengers. That would be really sick. I'd love to see that.
There's been rumbles online that we're gonna get the second wave of Doomsday cast Thursday,
Interesting.
That's
which
interesting.
would make sense because we're missing some key players still. Like I'm still shocked if we don't get Doctor Strange
It's
at
gonna be
all.
8 more acting credits for Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, he's not playing Peter Parker. He's not playing Doctor Strange. Yeah, I don't
Any
know.
other missing legacy characters?
It just Doomsday has a lot of heavy lifting to set things up into Secret Wars. It's unfortunate
Yeah,
though. Go ahead.
but I also feel like Infinity War did too, and they were able to kind of really.
I
do
trust in
that,
the
pick up
Russos.
after Ragnarok.
I trust in them. I feel like they had to have a really solid idea to do this right now, but it's just a bummer because having things like I just wish if we could turn back time like 3 years, having more movies on the level of Thunderbolts where it made you care about the characters and everything and really set up this universe would have just made things so much more confident, you know, like everything's so fractured right now, but like Thunderbolts is really one of the only movies that made me care about this new set of characters in that way. And it's crazy we never got Shang-Chi 2, dude. That's pure insanity. We never got Shang-Chi 2.
That is insanity, but if the trade-off is that we get the dude directing Spider-Man 4 instead, I'm perfectly okay with it.
That's fair. I'm just like, y'all got a really well-received movie with the brand new hero. That was what, 2021 or 2?
2, I think. I don't know. It feels like it just happened. So it's
No,
weird
that's
it
what I'm
just came out
saying.
that long ago.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I really wonder why that one didn't get immediately greenlit for like a sequel, like Black Panther
2021, dude. We haven't seen Shang-Chi in 4 years.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Which, like, again, like that should have been an immediate green light to make a second one. And that would have established him right away and everyone would have been on board for him, you know? But, damn.
Oh yeah, and what about Abomination too? That's so they brought him in for like 2 different things, and it's just kind of like, haha, this guy's here. How's he not included somewhere?
I'm really excited for After Doomsday to take a tally poll of which characters we're just missing and that are just MIA forever.
Moon Knight's
Abomination,
at the top of my list.
a lot, like every Eternal is going to be on that list. What was it? Hercules is going to be on that list.
Yeah.
Star Fox.
Well, that's the thing I really appreciate about this end credits, at least, is that it's attempting to do like what these end credits should be doing in the first place.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's been a meme now where it's like post credits, they walk
Harry
in
Styles!
and it's just new character. Oh God, it's Oonga Boonga, and everyone's like,
Yeah,
oh
it's Black
fuck, we'll never see him again. And there's like little threads of Twitter, like people saying, hey, here's a bunch of post credits that will literally never matter.
So whenever
with
you went and seen it, did they show the Fantastic Four trailer like right before the movie started?
Not right before. I don't know if it was right before, but it was definitely before that for sure.
Yeah, they showed Fantastic Four literally right before, so you get a clear view of the ship and everything, and then the end credits you get the ship again. So it's like, okay, I don't know if they meant to do it that way, but that's like perfect.
Did you watch IMAX?
No, I watched it in our shitty little local AMC.
They're doing during IMAX they do a special Fantastic Four themed countdown now. So like it'll go down to 10, 9, 8, and it's all themed in Fantastic Four now, and they even do the theme of it over it.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Fantastic color.
Hell yeah. I'm excited. This is finally the first time I felt confident in the MCU now, because if I was listening correctly, this is Thunderbolts was the first movie post the Palm Springs emergency meeting in 2023 where they had to cancel Kang and reset things and do all that. And I think Cap 4 was the last of the slate of those movies that was shot. I think Thunderbolts was the first wave of that stuff. So this should be the beginning of the reset, essentially, the unofficial reset.
So what if instead of Sentry getting ripped in half, what if it's Kang? What if Doom kills Kang?
People have been mentioning that, and I think that's fine. I think at that point, like, if you really want to get rid of yourself or do that, because Kang can always come back whenever. That's the whole point of Kang. He's like literally just like that really annoying mosquito that just not go away. But I think you set up Kang.
And it makes sense. He's killing another Richard from the future.
Yeah. So I think people mention that. I think that's not a bad way to approach it. Just start it off like make that the opening scene kind of like Infinity War, where he like kind of just goes in on the Asgardians, set the threat, make Doom just come in and just fucking destroy Kang.
He just kills that whole arena of Kangs. Like, all right, Jonathan, you have one last job.
That plugs up a lot of issues right now. But also they can bring back Kang whenever they want. They should have.
Yeah.
Their biggest mistake was just not making every Kang in there just look different. If they literally didn't all model them after Jonathan Majors, they could have just done this thing just fine. It would have been okay.
Yeah, but why do that when you could go the easy route and copy paste, and then there you go.
Yeah, well, that fucked them up. Unfortunate. It's so funny. So, the student films that happened this year for my work, you could tell the films that I had a hand in because there's a handful of them that have post credits now. And one of the students turned back and they're like, "You could tell when he has a hand in these fucking movies," because I'm like, "Yeah, that's my fucking humor." One of the movies was a sequel to a movie that one of the kids did last year. We had the post credits, and they came in with a cinematic thing where it's like, it does a shot of someone out of nowhere coming in out of nowhere to wrap up the ending of the movie. And we edited the bars to come in like widescreen, so the bars close in. It looks all cinematic. All of a sudden, this guy comes in with like a cloak and a mask and everything. And then we even had at the end like this person will return at the very end. I'm like, yeah, that's my humor right there, dude. It's so funny. That stuff's so funny to me. David, go watch Thunderbolts.
All right,
Yeah, it'll happen eventually.
David, yeah, there you go. All right. News.
Well, speaking of movies, we've had another fascinating tariff pop up. Yonald Ye Yump has decided that all movies produced in foreign countries have 100% tariffs placed on them.
Bro,
now, there's no clarification.
Bitch juice.
Now, there's no clarification if it's strictly movies that are 100% like
I don't think he
produced
knows.
in another country.
He doesn't know. He
or
woke
if
up and tweeted that shit, and everyone at the White House is like, "What the fuck, dude? Like, hold on."
All movies, 100% tariffs. All movies.
He was literally on the fucking
care.
toilet taking a shit when he probably tweeted that shit. Fucking idiot, dude. And then like, bro,
Like, okay, Donald, what do you mean? Do you mean like the equipment? Do you mean like the fees? Like,
what are you talking about? Just tariff
Everything,
it.
all of it. I declare a tariff.
Yeah, dude.
100.
Doomsday is fucking being recorded in fucking Europe right now.
There's many. There, I went.
all
I've
the
seen a list
CGI.
earlier.
All the CGI for every
Yeah.
Marvel movie is mostly done in China.
Yeah, I guess we can't
like the
watch Studio
Chinese or
Ghibli fucking
Korean
movies,
kids.
idiot. Holy shit, dude.
You know, remember when like South Korea had a fucking prime minister go rogue and they immediately fucking got rid of him and were like, well, that fucking happened and moved on with their lives.
Dude,
Man, imagine having a functioning government that actually had checks and balances like that.
I don't know. The only thing I'm appreciating right now is again, I haven't Cal's pull up a list, but my sidetrack thing, I mentioned it last week. Loving Grok just shit all over these people on Twitter right now, dude. It's so funny. That shit saved my sanity this week. Just everyone just fact check these bots that are all on the right wing. Just like, hey, Grok, is this true? No, that's actually not true. Shouts to AI for that.
Okay, so some big ones. The Last of Us filmed in Canada. White Lotus filmed in Italy and Thailand. Parts of Severance filmed in Canada. Handmaiden's Tale was also produced in Canada. Andor shot in the UK. So I mean, you're just hitting a ton of Disney stuff and Warner Bros. Shit right there.
It's saying you're pissing off all the people that are not the right ones to piss off, right? Like they pissed off Amazon. Well, I'll go with that shit. You're pissing off the mouse. Don't piss off the mouse, dude.
And like what, like I don't understand it because there's like more filming here than there has been in quite a while within like the last like few decades. Because like I know a lot of shit gets filmed in Georgia now.
No, I was gonna say like every other film has a thanks to Georgia fucking
Yeah.
thing in it.
So that's entirely on these states, like individuals. Like what happened to state rights, bud?
I say this as someone who, in theory, if this were like in this weird fantasy land of his, let's say this all worked out his way, I say as someone that would benefit immensely from that. It's still a fucking dumb idea. Like it's the dumbest shit idea ever. Literally, it's so globally collaborative that you can't manage this.
Yeah, there's no like rhyme or reason to it. It's like we were talking about. Like, what do you mean? What does this entail? What's the limits?
Dumb shit, dude.
Love to see it.
Yeah, I need to find that. It was a tweet.
It's that thing. I'm getting a lot of deja vu from 2017, 2016, 2017, where like I just wake up in the morning and check Twitter and see what dumb shit he said.
It's exactly what.
You know, like you wake up in the morning,
Alright,
wonder,
what happened today?
yeah, did he say like fuck Russia today and we're getting nuked tomorrow or something, or what's it? What did he say
Yeah.
today?
Hey, sometimes you get GTA 6 trailers, and sometimes you get 100% tariffs on movies not filmed in the U.S.
And the White House had to fucking back off that and say, yeah, these are just discussions. Fuck off. The guy that ran Twitter for the White House, I could smell you from here, dude.
You stinky.
It's genuinely, dude. I've fucking smell-o-vision through my goddamn phone. Like I could just smell you from over here, dude. It's egregious. You're gonna be out of a job in a couple years though, so chill. Yeah, so that was annoying. David, move us along. What other news do we have?
So there was one interesting thing, which is Xbox made a little move. They
happening.
went ahead and had a little release announcement. We have the War Boys of the Gears are coming to PlayStation.
Not what I was expecting.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was like collection time. I did not expect the Last of Us treatment.
Well, it's weird because there was a reveal a while back that the Gears of War collection has been data mined as being on Sony servers.
Yep. Well,
So
we got
they do have
remastered
it.
remastered Ultimate or whatever.
It's even weirder that they like gave it away for free to people that had the Ultimate Edition already. It's kind of like a Master Chief Collection thing
Yeah.
Right.
where you got like what was it, ODST or something else with it.
Yeah, and this one is an upgrade for free.
Yep.
One of those slide things where Xbox is like, hey, you want to be on our platform because you get more goodies, but alas. Oh, that happened too, is the price increasing.
Oh God, I forgot about that too.
You get that one, David?
Get what?
The Xbox price increase?
Oh yeah, I saw that. It's gonna be like fucking $700 for the console and $80 for the games.
I've
now.
never had a console where it appreciated in value.
I know. I keep seeing that meme.
That's crazy, you know.
Also wild that they felt the need to do that, considering they keep talking about how selling consoles isn't our priority. Well, clearly it fucking is.
Why raise price?
Yeah, well, I mean, Sony's gonna follow suit in a little bit. Like we're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. I imagine by the end of the month we'll probably get something else on that end. But that's crazy. If you told me 5 years ago, was it now? 2020 were these
Yeah.
consoles? 5 years ago that my console would be more expensive, I wouldn't believe you. What the fuck? And they were those consoles like 2-3 years ago were going for cheaper too. Like you can find a Series X for like 350 on some sales. The Series S was a solid deal at 200 sometimes.
Yeah, I
I
kind
remember
of
seeing it
kick myself
frequently,
not
like
grabbing
below
one.
200 too. It was kind of crazy.
I think 170 or 180 was like the lowest I've probably ever seen a Series S, which I snagged at some point for that, which I'm so glad I did. But holy shit, dude! Because right now there's no reason to buy a Series S.
I wish I had grabbed the Series S when they
Me
were
too,
down
I
to like
wish.
200.
I told you like multiple times. I was like, you
Yeah, but I was him and high, so I'm like, I don't really need a downstairs console.
you were like, well, of course, that's gonna drop in price eventually, right?
Yeah.
That thing is so small and compact, and it's just so portable, dude. That thing is great.
It's a good
Fucked
time.
up.
Sad day.
Sad day. Yeah, if you find another Series S for cheap, then go for it.
Yeah, for real.
Get it while you can. I mean, that's true of any electronic right now. Get it while you fucking can.
Unfortunately,
Only gonna be more expensive from here.
shout out to the Switch 2.
Yeah, no shit.
It's actually so bad that hilariously Macs are now considered cheap computers for their quality.
Let's go. I probably lucked
actually,
out buying it when I did, honestly, like that.
Yeah, you really did.
Like that was a hefty purchase. That was almost like a 3K purchase. But one, it saved like all the films this year. Like I was telling my student that, and they're like, "Holy shit, that's a lot of money." I'm like, "Yeah, but like that thing got us through everything this year, and also that's probably more expensive soon."
Yeah, like my laptop was about $3,000 that I got from work, and yeah, Framework isn't even producing this model anymore. Basically, going forward because of the tariff. So, wee.
When will it
They got
end?
that Linus money.
Linus money.
Linus Cut Tips himself is, back in it, and they're still struggling.
Oh boy, but that's the thing. I've said this before though. If video games stopped being a thing tomorrow, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I got plenty.
I feel like I do too. I need to get through my backlog.
I almost. I mean, you know what? Fuck it, Trump. Do it. I don't give a shit. Damn.
Do it.
And then
Pussy.
let's see here. According to my
Gotta play Schedule 1 still.
ROM collection, 7,772 games in my ROM and ISO collection as well. So
Yeah, truthfully, if shit just went south like quick, there was like a second video game crash, then I'm set. Honestly, like whatever. I guess I'm done. But
I guess I'm actually playing games now.
I want to play Expedition 32 eventually.
Yeah, skip 33 and go 32.
Yeah,
That'd be a
gotta
sequel,
play
right?
that. Yeah.
Technically, yeah. I seen a meme about that. Someone's like, "Do I have to play 1 through 32 to understand 33?" And then everyone's like, "No, actually, you have to play 0 and then 99 through 34."
You have to play 72 Part 2.
Yep.
Oh man. Anything else in the news?
Yeah, random Xbox games just started disappearing from the EU fucking Xbox Live shop for some reason. No confirmation on why or how, but just there's a good old list of fucking games that are just not purchasable now.
Like what?
I got a list here. We got Alder's Blood, Cats and Other Lives, Creepy Tale 1 and 2, Exorder, Grim Dawn Definitive Edition, Guilt, House, Hyperlight Drifter, Kenna, Bridge of Spirits, Mondoon, One True Hero, Ooblets, Paper Dolls
A
Original,
lot of random
Primal
shit.
Light,
All right.
Wrecked, Song of the Deep. So yeah, there's a lot of random shit. Still some, interestingly like good single A and double A titles like Hyperlight Drifter, Kenna, Bridge of Spirits, but it's just kind of one of those things where weird to just see shit vanish for no fucking reason.
It's bizarre.
It's weird. I wonder if they did it because they thought people just wouldn't notice, or did they put out any sort of like statement or anything yet? Or is it just like someone
No,
found
I
out?
haven't seen any statement on it. And even more fascinating is the fact that there's been a lot of chatter about, because of tariffs, the idea that having apply to digital media as well. So a lot of companies have actually been preemptively just stopping selling in other countries just on the offhand chance that it does start impacting shit. Like Microsoft's adding a lot more fees to Windows services now, which is always fun. And so, where they're already doing it for the Windows products, it does make me wonder if they're starting to pull the plug in other countries for some products just because they're getting ahead of the game, so to speak, on what could be coming next. Or it could just be a weird, fascinating coincidence, and it could just be like a lot of licenses expired all at the same time.
I believe that.
Yeah, I can totally see that happening.
Digital licenses are fucking weird. I would hate that shit where it's like, yeah, we gotta take it down because fucking Maroon 5's song in here expired. Like, how the fuck how does that deal even work out? Like, hey, can't sell our game with that song.
Yeah, whoops, we're past the lifespan of our game
Oops.
and now have to cease
Womp
to
womp.
exist.
Anyway, is that it?
That's all I can see too.
Yeah, there wasn't a metric ton of shit going on this past week.
The new Battlefield and Skate will launch by March 2026, according to EA.
Hopefully,
They're
it's
probably
not
Yeah, we're
trash.
supposed to get like a trailer in summer or something like that for Battlefield.
All the stuff I've been seeing from people doing the playtest makes it look pretty neat, but I mean, nothing like groundbreaking.
If it ain't Bad Company 3, I kind of don't care.
It looks like more like Battlefield 4 2.
Gross. Battlefield 4 was the beginning of it being trash.
I like 4. I like the expansions a lot for 4 too.
To be fair, didn't play the expansions. I played the game when it first came out for a couple months, and it was like, gross, and then stopped with it.
Sniping a jet with the railgun felt so good.
God, I miss Bad Company too.
Bad Company was phenomenal. That should have been the way for the series to go entirely.
Oh boy, now I don't even want one from them.
My kingdom for a Bad Company 3.
All right, that's it. I think that's a short, sweet episode.
Yeah. Keep it simple.
Hell
Keep it
yeah,
simple, stupid.
David, send us out.
Simple and clean. When you walk away, you don't hear me say. All right, get the fuck out of here.
All right, stream. Adios.
Bye.
Deuces.